Oh, look, it's me looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. I also found a tumor right here. And look at how I trim my beard like I gave myself thalidomide as a child. Hmm. Hua, hua. Hoo. Hoo. That's fun, ain't it? You guys sound inbred, but here's a nice color change that you could do. You could use it to change the color of a playing card. You could use it to change the color of a deck of playing cards. I'll show you all of that on today's very special episode of PigCake Shows You Magic Tricks. Join the PigCake Magic Academy, folks. Join it. The link is in the description section below. You'll get all the information there. You get all the tricks. You get a list of all the moves. It's cheap. It lets you become an expert magician, and you get access to all the videos the moment you sign up. So you don't get access to like half of them. No, that's not the way it works. You get access to all of them, and you could watch them and enjoy them. There's no way you're going to watch all of them. There's like 1,200 videos, but they're all tutorials on how to get you from a beginner all the way to expert level stuff, from holding a deck to more advanced, complicated sleight of hand like that. That's pretty easy. So I wouldn't be advanced, but you get the point. Now the color change is based on the switch from Ed Marlowe that looks a little bit like that, right? It looks like this, like you're just dropping that card on the table, but you're actually switching the card. You see what's taking place? That's actually a switch. I know, I do it well. And what's happening here is that you get a pinky break right there below the top card of the deck. You're flicking this with your thumb. You're then gonna place it there momentarily. You see where I'm holding it? I'm holding the deck almost perpendicular to the floor, or parallel to my penis. And I place a card there on the upper left corner of the deck. Now what's gonna happen is that this card is gonna fall on the table at the same time that I'm dropping this card back on the deck. So I'm just slapping this bad boy back on the deck. You see that? Look at that. That card is just going back on top of the deck. Now at the same time, remember that card from the pinky break is just falling on the table. That's it. That's all that's happening. But when you combine both of those actions, it looks like it's the exact same card. It's not. So you're gonna practice that for a little bit, and eventually you're gonna do it with two cards. So you see what's happening here. I have a card that's face up, and then I have another card that's face up in my hand. But they don't know about this one. If they did, then the trick is ruined. And we have the exact same situation. We have a pinky break holding that in place, and we're gonna place this card exactly there. The only difference is that we're gonna flick this card. So as we flick and snap that card is gonna get slapped against the deck. And then this card is gonna be allowed to fall from your pinky break onto the table. When you combine both those actions, it looks like as you flick the card, it changes and it falls on the table, or in this case, a stool. So that's all we're doing here. We're just combining both of those actions and a flick in order to actually do this color change. And it just looks very visual because it looks like you snap the card and it changes. All that's happening again is this card is falling and this card is getting slapped back on the deck as I'm flicking it. You can almost get away with doing a little vanish of the card, right? It almost looks like the card is vanishing. I just gave myself another idea. Oh, where did the card go? Look, it disappeared. It disappeared. It reappeared. It disappeared. Don't do that. So the way that you would get into this is that you would do a double lift. So I'm just lifting two cards as one. This is a magic move, right? You see magicians do this all the time. As a matter of fact, I recommend to non-magicians that whenever you do see a magician, you just scream at them, double lift. Just scream double lift, and they're gonna freak out and run away and hide back in their disgusting little smelly cave. So all I'm doing here is just lifting two cards as one, right? So I'm lifting these two cards as one. So now I could take this card as I bend my wrist towards myself and show it. Now as I'm doing that, look at what's happening. I'm hiding this card and I'm taking this opportunity to get a pinky break right there below that card in preparation for the color change. So now I could spin this around in my hands, showing it to the participant, and when I want to do the color change, I just put the card in position. So the card goes right there in that position. I could flick it and actually do the color change. Now to clean up, here's how you do it. You're just gonna take this card and put it on top of the deck, and now you're clean. You have a double lift ready, so you could turn these two cards over as one. You could then rub this here or rub this here, and now show it to change again. Now if you're doing this as a color changing deck, you're gonna have the box, right? You're gonna have one card and you're gonna have the rest of the deck. So the rest of the deck is red, You're gonna have one card that matches the box. And here you're gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna thumb this card off, you're gonna spin it to show that it's a singular playing card, and you're gonna get a pinky break right there below the top card of the deck. You're then gonna place the card in position, a little bit more covered because you don't wanna show that prematurely. And here you're gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna flick the card, it's gonna get slapped down, this card is gonna fall on the table, and you're gonna have a color change. Now here you do have a bonus when you actually do it. You're gonna flick the card, it's gonna change, and here you could actually come back and show a normal deck. Because ostensively, if we change the color of the card, this should still be the deck, right? Well, that's a good assumption to take, because at this point you can now take the card, put it on top of the deck, square it up, and here I'm just gonna use my dirty thumb to push off a couple cards, more so than normal, and you get a visual change where the rest of the deck apparently changes to the red. I realize I said the red in the previous cut. I mean a red deck. You know what? You know. Wow, I don't even know what the shape of a woman looks like. So the color change is pretty simple, but you gotta practice, right? You gotta put that work in. You gotta grind, as they say. Put the grind in, as your friend from high school that has entrepreneur on his Instagram bio says. Rise and grind, you know? You wake up at 10 o'clock, you get an iced coffee because you're tired, and then you grind. That's what you gotta do. Oh, you deserve it, Samantha. You've been working hard on your Etsy page where you just drop ship shit from AliExpress. You're working extra hard. Go ahead, have that drink on Thursday. You deserve it. All right, you deserve it. You've been crushing the email list that you're sending out. All your friends saying, hey, get in this crypto. You've been crushing it. You deserve it, right? You deserve everything you get because you grind it. So it's gonna require some practice, but I think you're well and capable of that. Just make sure you just cover the angle if you're doing this as a deck change, as you're changing a deck color, right? If you're doing it as a color change for a regular card, just make sure that you don't show the card accidentally, you don't flash it. That's what magicians say. Another good thing to scream at magicians, hey, you flashed it. You flashed it, right? It's jargon. It means you showed what you were doing accidentally. The secret move. I saw it. You flashed it. Make sure to check out the PigCake Magic Academy. Look at it. It's how I keep the roof over my head, literally, right? So make sure to check that out. And I could keep making these videos on YouTube, which serve as somewhat as advertisement for the Academy and my other endeavors, I guess. So do that. A good bit of advice, I guess, is about coffee. I've found out about coffee that you don't want to drink it the moment you wake up, right? That's terrible for you. You're going to scare your body. You got to drink water. Drink water. And then after like 2 hours, then you could have a cup of joe, right? But you got to wait first. Don't just consume the coffee and think, oh, this is going to work out. You're going to die by 2 o'clock. So make sure to drink water and then drink coffee. That's the tip.
I see you again, when 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 I see you again.